This is episode 136 of Seddy Bimco, Part 2, The Revenge. And this week, Kevin Kablasto is here again.
Holla.
And because George is off doing things. And this week, did I pick this movie? Yeah, I did.
You did.
I picked this movie from Ohio.
You know what they say? A broken clock is right at least twice a day.
Called Robot Ninja. And sounds like you liked it already.
Yes.
Thumbs up already.
Spoiler alert! This
we'll
isn't
get
really
to it.
isn't really a review show, so I can just say that I liked it.
We'll get to it. But last time you were here, I asked you an age-old question about revenge.
I've been laughing since.
With Sleeping Beauty.
Yes.
And I decided to dig deeper into Sleeping Beauty.
Oh God.
So this week,
okay. So the
I'm
people
going to ask you,
for yes.
Did Sleeping Beauty ever get revenge on Prince Charming for saying, after he had kissed her, "Out of all the sleeping ladies I've kissed, you're the first one I didn't have to dig up"?
That's actually funny.
It's Seddy Bimco, Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
I mean, basically just go dark and I'll laugh. So that's good.
Yeah, so it's Seddy Bimco. Kevin's here.
This is why George...
This is going to be a landmark episode.
Yeah, this is why George does not promote this podcast on his book tours, because you're talking about what's
digging
the word?
Up Sleeping Beauties.
Yes, necrophilia. yes. So no mention of Hitler. No mention of Hitler yet, though. So we're doing good.
Hey,
this episode. So far, so good.
Norm Macdonald, he's the king of Hitler jokes.
He is. R.I.P. Norm.
Yeah, before we get to the movie that you seem to like so much.
Yep.
Let's see. Last time we talked about Penguin, nothing to say there.
I finished it. Yes. No, there is something.
I finished it.
Yeah.
You finished it.
I finished it before you did.
When he sat down to talk to Victor, were you like, "Oh, he's dead"? Because I was already saying that to my wife. I'm like, "Oh, he's dead." Man,
I really hope you're cutting this out.
Why? It's been on the air a month ago. This is Christmas time. Happy holidays, everyone.
Okay.
Happy winter solstice.
happy holidays. Let's talk about this character dying. Let's talk about death.
You think I spoiled it for people?
Yes, I think you do. Write in angry letters at Seddy Bimco with an E at the end at gmail.com.
It's a month ago.
I know. I bet you're ruining it for people. I bet people have been busy with lives. And I bet they're like, I'm going to sit down for the holiday and watch a Penguin show. It seems appropriately themed.
Yeah, just like the last time they did that with Danny DeVito.
Yep, that's true.
Appropriately themed.
Yeah, I still remember seeing that at the theater and feeling like, I think I'm just too young for this. But as a kid of that age, you just keep your mouth shut.
Too young to see a half human, half penguin creature.
Well, it was more, spoiler alert, him biting someone's nose off and there being blood all over.
Oh, I forgot that. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that twice. I know people like it.
I have a hard time rewatching. I find it boring now, honestly. Yeah.
But you like the first one better?
I do, but I didn't like that back in the day even.
Wow.
So I thought I had a lot of qualms with it, if you will.
It's because when Batman's flying with his bat plane at the Joker, he shoots at him with bombs. First of all, I don't know if in this movie Batman kills, but he's shooting bombs at the Joker. So did he want to blow him up? And he misses. He misses anyway. And then the Joker shoots the bat plane with his gun and shoots it down.
That's true.
So what was your theory?
I was going to say I would assume that he meant to do that.
But why shoot bombs?
Steve Urkel style. Batman says, I meant to do that. If I remember correctly, there was something to do with balloons and gas. Yeah. So I remember he was using the...
he wanted to release the balloons because they were going to gas everyone.
Yes. Anyway, listen.
Quite a plot.
Listen.
Every week it's our Batman corner.
No.
Anything else happen? Did you go shopping at Needle Drop Records?
Oh, you know what? We didn't mention this.
9 to 5 in Rochester.
Not Mondays and Wednesdays.
Not Mondays and Wednesdays.
They just celebrated. I like how I would say they when it's a person. But I think they just had their 13-year anniversary or 15-year anniversary.
For being a store?
I think 13, yeah.
Oh, congratulations to Needle Drop Records. 13 years in business. Check him out, Rochester, New York. Kevin Kablasto. He shops there.
Yeah, on occasion, yes.
Anything else happened? Did you see a movie? Joker 2?
No, I didn't watch it yet. Tim, you and George have just talked me into being a Oreo eating monster. And meanwhile, I've had 2 new strains of Oreo.
Oh no!
And I haven't had a chance to talk about it on the show.
That's how you talk about it? It's like a disease?
Yes, exactly. So I had the Oreo Coca-Cola version.
Ooh, I've seen that ad.
And it is basically just has Pop Rocks in it. And maybe like the scent of Coca-Cola, which it doesn't really taste like it. But yeah.
Is that disgusting?
No, it's great.
Pop Rocks in your cookie? No.
I love it. I mean, it's in the cream. So basically, if you eat it, you're biting into Pop Rocks, which everyone knows doesn't work. So you have to like separate the layers and enjoy them each individually.
So you know how old I am?
You've been around longer than Coca-Cola?
Tying this into Pop Rocks.
Yes.
My older sister mailed those to me when I was a kid because they were only in Oregon or something. Oh, wow. And so I got them. Mm-hmm. And she's like, try them. She's on the phone. And I didn't know what they were. They were popping in my mouth. And she sent me a bunch. So I was of that age where I was the kid in town. I discovered Pop Rocks. So I took them to school. I'm like, want some candy? I was there for those kids who didn't know what it was. And they screamed in pain. I went to the nurse's office. I didn't know what was going on.
3 children died that day.
Yes.
Here, quick, wash it down with some Coca-Cola.
Isn't that amazing? You've met someone that introduced that Pop Rock idea to kids. I was there. It only happened once.
I feel ill thinking of that. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure there's candy in my lifetime that's been the same way, but I can't think of anything that's
Coca-Cola Oreos.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, first of all, screw Coca-Cola Oreos gimmick, but this is where it's at. I'm holding up a box of white fudge-covered Oreo. It's
fudge-covered Oreo.
Every holiday they bring them out. And I was shopping with the child, and we got to the end cap, and she saw them, and I'm like, oh my God. And she didn't know. She didn't know what was going on. She thought I was having a stroke. But I'm like, we need to get these. These are the best thing ever. So I bought a box for her and a box for me. Well, her and her mom, but and a box for myself because she asked why, and I said because as soon as you try these, you will not give back the box.
Well, it's just the white stuff on top, right?
It is so good. It is the perfect ratio of everything. Everything. It is that I just go buy them. I got it at Target.
Yeah, I saw a video when they tried out the first formula, and what's his name? Paul Hollywood.
I'm listening.
He tasted them and he shook the hands of the people at Nabisco. It's a perfect balance.
And then what's her name? Mary Berry. Berry came out and it's good.
She said it's quite stodgy. That's what she said.
It's good.
We should talk about Ohio, I guess.
Good, yeah.
Ohio derives its name from the Ohio River that forms its southern border, which in turn originated from the Seneca word Ohio, I think.
Did you know that?
Meaning good river.
Oreos derive their name from that same word.
Yes, I believe that.
Meaning delicious cookie. Yes.
I believe you.
Okay.
Its capital is Columbus. Did you know that? I should have asked you.
Did you know I've been there?
Yeah, I've been there too. Did you go to the comic book museum? Is that in Columbus?
I don't think I did. I mean, I would have probably remembered, but I go to most comic book anythings. No, I was there for work.
They wiped your mind after you left the comic book museum, I think.
Yep, Stan Lee. I was like, Jack Kirby was actually the creator of, and Stan Lee came out and said, enough said, and wiped my mind. Anyway, no, I haven't been to that museum, I don't believe. I've just been there for work. We had an office there for a while.
Well, I didn't look up.
By we, I mean Seddy Bimco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't look up how many people live there.
12.
Because George is really good at that. I'm like, Ohio, great river. Their great seal is like a field of hay, I think. It's black and white, vinyl cut. Did you look at it?
Well, I'm laughing because I have a document open from the governor of Ohio. And he was only able to give me population as of July 2016.
Whoa.
Which was 11,614,373. So I Yes, I don't know. He said 2016 was a good year, so
Oh no.
I don't know what happened past that.
Crosby, Still, and Nash wrote a song, Ohio. You know that song?
Was that the one used for the Drew Carey
Yeah,
theme song?
exactly. The song about the National Guard killing students. Yeah, that was the Drew Carey theme song. That's all I got.
Okay.
Went too dark. Got to stop there.
Their bird is a cardinal.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Is that true?
It is. State flowers, red carnation. Did you look at their flag? The Ohio State flag.
I didn't like it. I don't much to say. It's like a warped American flag or Mexican flag.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Have you liked a single flag? I guess you have. Like, you like the one that have like naked men on them. Like,
there's no flags like that.
Yes.
So can we talk about the movie?
Yeah. Speaking of
because you liked it, so I know you're going to talk a long time. I picked this movie made in Ohio called Robot Ninja,
which I will accidentally call Ninja Robot at some point during the course of this podcast. So,
well, there's never any robot really involved. Spoilers.
No, but I'm gonna mix up the name. So
I'm just saying the name is kind of, there was no robot.
Badass. The name is just kind of badass. Yes.
I'll read our synopsis, unless you wanted to.
I've got nothing.
Leonard, or Lenny Miller,
yes,
is a depressed and embittered comic book artist, resentful towards his agent and publisher for capitalizing on the success of his comic book series, yes. Robot Ninja. Yes. After witnessing a brutal rape and murder of a young couple, he turns to his friend, either Doc or Goodnight, to help him build a real-life Robot Ninja outfit.
I like you. Okay, continue.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Sweet and short.
It's good. You're correct to say Doc or Goodnight. So his full name, I have it written down somewhere in my notes, but Goodnight is his last name because you see it on his mailbox.
Yes.
Goodnight with a K.
Yes, I know.
And it's so.
So you like this?
Yeah, I did. But also, he calls him Doc multiple times.
That's what I was saying. He's like Doc in Back to the Future.
When he first meets him. Yeah. So Hubert, I found it. Dr. Hubert Goodnight is his full name. So before that, you don't get that it's his last name.
No.
They call him Goodnight for no reason, and it's very confusing. And it's just the point. Like, I
think they did Doc once. They're like, "Are we going to get sued?"
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let me say.
Yes.
Because
I have questions.
Okay. Well, I have statements.
Okay.
It sounds like you like this, and I must say to people out there, not a good movie, but it barreled ahead. The plot was never boring. They never stopped to check logic or do anything else. The movie really went for it.
Yes.
With some of the special effects. They spent money on gore. Fun to watch.
Exactly.
It was fun to watch.
By definition, not a good movie.
No.
But entertaining and fun to watch. So I would recommend it to all. It was there's good, bad, and bad. This was a good, bad movie. And
Burt Ward is in it from Robin. He played Robin in the 66.
Robin Leach. He played Robin Leach.
Robin Leach in the 1966 Batman TV show.
Yeah.
He plays Stanley Kane. Interesting, huh?
Oh.
Did you catch his name?
I don't get it. Yes.
For the people listening, Bob Kane created Batman.
Did he?
Stan Lee was the guy who created maybe.
Yeah. I think
Fantastic Four and the Hulk.
I think Bill Finger is finally getting credit for Batman nowadays. But anyway, our audience doesn't care about comics. Then they're gonna really I think they're gonna hate half the episodes. But regardless,
do you like or hate 1966 Batman TV show? Are you a lover?
That's a great question.
It is.
When I was a kid, I enjoyed it, but I had no point of reference. So then when I was an adult and, got serious about Batman as one should, I hated it. And since then, I like Vincent Price a lot and he shows up as Egghead. So
that's right. Yeah.
I can't hate it. I don't know. I think it's fine that it exists because all the other things still exist.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem was my mom that was her only point of reference for Batman.
Oh, see.
Before like the Christopher Nolan Batmans came out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she always just thought he was a joke. And I'm like, it's not a joke. It's very serious. As I was listening to The Cure and wearing guy liner.
Right.
No, I didn't have that phase, but I did, but I didn't. Anyway.
I only like episodes with Aunt Harriet. Specifically, Aunt Harriet
that
themed episodes.
That character was in there for you to relate to. It's the same, they inserted Robin so kids could relate to Batman and be like, I see myself on screen. And Harriet was inserted so you could say that you see yourself on screen. As a 30-year-old man when it aired.
I'm the head of the Harriet online fan club and meetup group.
The head and the feet.
Yes, and the feet.
You're the entire club. So,
hey, if I made that club for real, there'd be at least 100 people.
You think so?
Trolls, whoever. Yeah.
I say go for it. So, I do like what's his name, Adam. Adam Batman.
You like what? We're back to 66 Batman.
Yes.
You do like it. You're saying you like it.
We didn't go away from it.
I went away from it. I didn't like it as a kid, and I never learned to like it.
Adam West I like him as a person. I liked him as a person.
You met him, huh?
Yes, we did a podcast together.
Cool. Did you?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Betty Simcoe. Yes. So and then she sued us. So yeah, we had to change it.
That podcast would be like Birds of the Feather. Come on, so many great names. He should have. He doesn't have a podcast. I can't believe he doesn't have a podcast.
It was the Aunt Harriet Hour.
Yes, he should have a podcast called Aunt Harriet.
And he would get pissed every week because he's like, "You're not really capitalizing on the fact that you have the original Batman on your podcast." So, anyway.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Robin. You met.
Okay, we can talk about Bert.
You met.
Bert has been here. I have not met Bert.
But you met Adam West.
I don't remember if I did or not. I think so.
You changed your story now?
Yep.
Wow.
And Bert has been here, and I think he was with the Batmobile, and he was at the baseball field, and I just decided not to go.
Oh, really? He was at the baseball field.
Uh-huh.
I get it. Bats.
That's good. I didn't even think about that. There's no joke. That was reality. That was reality. I think it's a matter of whoever paid him. I don't think there's any puns involved. So he may have met. I can't remember. We have many celebrities who say they're going to make guest appearances and then they have to cancel because they have.
But he came. You
diarrhea
canceled.
Or something. I don't know. He may have. I've often decided to not go see people, and then I find out later that they had diarrhea and they didn't show up. And so I say, I didn't miss anything after all.
Oh, jeez.
It's always diarrhea.
That's why you never meet me.
It's true.
So onwards to this movie.
Yes.
Got to get there.
Diarrhea. Diarrhea of the mouth, if you will.
We don't have to go through every scene.
Wait.
Although you want to.
Wait.
But no. Start with this first scene.
Okay, so hold on. I have questions.
Hold on. Let's not start this podcast.
I have questions about this movie.
Let's drag this out.
I didn't look into the making of this movie at all. Mm-hmm. For those who have seen other movies in their life, but not this movie, this movie feels like a trauma film combined with John Waters in certain scenes, which sounds like high praise. I don't know if I mean that. It just, that's just how I felt.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with this movie.
And like Frostbiter, Curse of the Wendigo, or Scream of the Wendigo. We talked about that a few weeks ago. It also has that feeling.
Okay, I can see that.
Which Kevin hasn't seen. Or you have seen it.
I watched like a quarter of it or half of it.
All right.
And then I realized I was supposed to be working.
You got sucked in.
That's right. I did. So the lead guy, which I know we have Puppet Master fans out there. Actually, if you the Bat and Spider Discord, they would care. No one else would. The Seddy Bimco Island of Misfit podcast Discord to properly name drop, because you guys never do. They wouldn't care. But the guy, he played in Puppet Master 2. He was the puppet Toulon. And his profile picture in IMDb is that freakish version of himself.
Interesting.
Where he's like this terrifying mask on.
I don't know Puppet Master at all, so. I'm a puppet master virgin.
Oh my God. I don't know if that's a road I want to take you down.
No, you can't right now.
Yeah. No, I mean for this podcast. But anyway, so I was excited to see that Michael Todd, who plays Lenny, is I'll call him. That's what else he was in.
Lenny Miller, our main character.
Yes. But do you know anything about the making of this movie? Because I do not.
I couldn't find much either.
Okay. I will. Oh, sorry. I love how I ask you a question then immediately talk over you. Go ahead.
The director, Book Walter, also directed The Dead Next Door.
Okay.
I found that out.
I can tell when you're
Burt Ward's in this. He was in Batman.
Jesus. Okay. I will keep us going. Okay. So, yeah, the beginning starts off and you don't realize it. Spoiler alert. You're watching the Batman 66 equivalent. By the way, Batman's name is dropped verbatim.
Oh, so much.
So much in this movie. So they're not even like, there's not an in-world equivalent where they're like.
You jump so far ahead. We open up with Ninja Robot in Action, or Robot Ninja.
Yes.
Saving people from drug dealers. That's what, and then you realize we're watching TV and everybody's watching this show.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And I was going to say it's filmed like really crappy. And then I was trying to differentiate if when it went from quote unquote filmed really crappy intentionally to film crappy unintentionally,
right.
Like if there was really that much of a difference.
No.
Because we cut to these people sitting on the couch watching the show, laughing at it and talking about.
And it's Burt Ward.
Yeah. And it's the publisher, Burt Ward. And he's talking about like, oh, we turn this artistic vision into crap. We have the rights to do this, blah, blah, blah. The guy is going to be so pissed off. So,
but they're like, it's like the two guys in the hallway are also watching it. Like they're guards. Yeah. They're watching TV in the hall.
They look like they full police uniforms, not just like guard uniforms.
He's a publisher.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
But they're watching it going, hey buddy, this is as good as that Batman 66 show. And he's like, what's he say? He says something like, you're telling me. I don't know. You wrote down everything.
No, I missed dialogue at the very beginning before the credits because I was just in it.
Sure. I was in it too.
Yes. So,
but yes, they mentioned the Batman TV show.
Yep. The creator shows up, gets pissed off, says like, I'll show them what it really is all about. And he smashes the TV for those guards.
I know.
Which, like I said, that's when I'm like, these are police uniforms, not guard uniforms.
But everybody talks to him like, oh, hi, Mr. Miller. They get out of his way. But he's a kid. He's pretty much a kid.
There is a whole bit that I did not write down, which is basically just, it sets up the entire movie where you've got these characters. One guy is like a way too young, like shyster type guy.
The people he talks to in the studio.
Yeah, the people he talks to.
Yeah, they're just kids. They look younger than him.
Yeah, and you got one guy who's like, yeah, whatever, or something like that. And that's the punchline, is that he just says the same thing to everything.
So, but this place is a publisher. These kids down the hall are making TV or something. They're like TV producers.
Yeah.
And there's the guards watching TV. They're all watching TV.
Well, I think this is the TV studio that he was at. I don't think this was because the publisher was at his house watching.
All right.
Yeah,
you just made it make sense. All right.
Okay.
Never mind, people.
That's okay. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, but literally they use the same hallways and sets basically for everything. So I get why you were confused.
It was like community TV. Are you old enough to remember that?
Yes.
Public. Okay.
Says we'll show everyone who the Robot Ninja really is. And we have long ass credit sequence with beautiful art by Tim Hamilton.
Oh, that's right. Those credits. I wrote down, looks like it was drawn by 12-year-old Tim Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry to be mean to whoever did that work, but it was like high school. Like, I want to draw comics.
Yes. But which is funny because as I was looking at it, there's artists who make their careers nowadays on art that looks like that because it's like tongue in cheek.
So mean.
Well, no. I'm saying that they'll occasionally do a piece to be like, look, I'm actually really good, but I'm choosing to create like this. So that style has kind of come in style again as like, oh, look, I'm very talented and I can't draw. And that's the style that people are paying me to do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like children's artwork.
I'll try that.
Where it's very difficult to imitate a child's artwork of draw a giraffe like a child because you know what a giraffe looks
Except
like.
for you, Kevin.
Well, yes. So
I see your drawing on the wall behind you.
I have the mind of a child, the body of a child. So yeah.
Wearing your Spider-Man shirt.
Yes. So, I mean, listen, I'm hip.
So this company was called Amsco Comics.
Okay. Is that?
I took note of that. I don't know.
Give me your insider info.
Well, I rearranged the letters.
Yeah.
It can also spell Moask or Cosma or Chasm. So I don't know. I didn't figure it out.
I get it,
basically.
but I'm not going to share it with the listeners at home. So they'll have to dig deeper. They'll have to watch this entire film to understand that joke. So we have a couple who leave dinner, and the guy says, "So we've had dinner. Time for dessert."
Oh, this couple?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Let me move my notes ahead.
Sorry. If you want to talk about,
that's right. We met this couple that are eating in a booth.
If you want to talk about the 13 minutes of credits, we can.
Yes, I did want to.
Go ahead. Say all you want to say.
No, there's people in a booth.
Yes.
They're in a restaurant eating in a booth, and they say everything was great.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
I didn't write down that note.
If you ate dinner in a booth,
yes,
it was not a good dinner.
What?
That's all I'm saying.
So are you saying
You're at Pizza Hut?
Are you okay? Right? Yeah. Are you? Well, I think Pizza Hut might have made an appearance later in this film.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, but anyway, you can sit in a booth and have a great dinner at a diner. Mm. Well, I don't know about a great dinner.
All those crumbs that come in. Never mind.
Yes.
Yes, that's all he said.
Are you anti-booth, Tim?
Yeah, depends who I'm with. I want to be able to get out.
What do you mean? I
want to be able to get out.
I'm not talking about a wraparound booth, like a corner seat. I'm talking like you're in a booth and you each have your own. What if it's you and
my wife?
Yeah, my wife sitting opposite each other.
Oh, we were in a good booth like that.
Yeah,
once right before for COVID.
Holy hell! Has your life just been a steady decline since?
Yes.
You're reflecting on like 5 years ago of the last time you.
There's not many booths like this place. This place has like almost private booths. It was a throwback bar in Brooklyn.
Gotcha.
Williamsburg, trendy, Kevin, trendy bar with a booth that you can close yourself in.
Gotcha.
You have to knock on the door and say, "Could I please order some food?"
What? Like a karaoke place?
Yes.
Crazy. Okay.
Sign on the wall says, hang your guns here.
Do you not have diners there?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
The famous Kellogg diner.
Is that what you would expect?
Kellogg, well, we won't go into it. They just sold it. I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay. But do you have booths to sit in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. I'm learning a lot about you.
So this date, you're right. They eat, and the guy's like slapping his hands together. Okay. I waited all month for this, I think he said.
Yeah. He says, we've had dinner. Time for dessert.
I know.
And he says it in a way that you know what he means.
Did we know what he means?
I don't know why.
Did we know?
I guess I did.
I had 3 guesses.
Okay. What are your guesses?
The first thing he thought they were going to do for dessert?
Yes.
Get home in time to watch the new Robot Ninja TV show.
That's good. Okay.
It was 1989 this came out. Ooh, I forgot that. This is 1989. So I guess they're going to go see Batman for the 11th time.
Ooh, okay.
And also they could have been running to the video store because they wanted to rent Teen Witch. It was out on video. They were going to rent it and make out during the musical numbers.
I've got a fourth thing.
Yeah.
Dessert means get murdered.
He didn't know that one, but
yeah. Well, guess what? That's the one that he was correct about.
They leave and get kidnapped by some random gang.
Yeah,
they wear bandanas, so that's how you know they're in a gang.
Yes.
Run by a woman, Godi Sanchez.
Yes, and then there's another guy, Scully, and another one, which is somewhere later in my notes.
I only know his name because he's killed. They're like, Levi, no.
Yeah, so they say a bunch. So whatever, the gang, it's weird because they take the woman, and then the guy's standing there and he's like, Sally, or whatever. And then they like loop back around for him.
I know.
And
he doesn't even run.
No.
He pretty much jumps in.
Yeah, they steal him too. And then they both get sexually assaulted, which it's not a disturbing scene unless you're talking about the way that it's produced.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yes, meaning this shouldn't be a trigger warning for people as much as unless you enjoy the art of film.
So totally, yeah, not realistic.
No,
which I don't want to see realistic rape scene. But
no,
basically,
I don't do that.
You saw that guy's butt crack with his pants.
Yes. So
because they had to film it from that angle,
and just the whole thing is very awkward.
And they pull over, or do they wreck? I forget. They pull over, right?
I can't remember. They have engine problems at one point. I don't remember if it's now or later.
But Lenny sees them because they jump out of the truck and are beating up the guy.
Okay, yes, Lenny.
Lenny is our comic book artist.
Yes, he pulls up.
He drives a convertible, by the way. He's cool. He's a comic book artist of some fame.
Yeah, well, so I'm trying to think of. He's like the. I don't mean to name names, but I think he's like the Todd McFarlane of the time.
Maybe. Although 89, when did that all happen?
Well, yeah.
90 or 89.
That's maybe around that time, but I'm just trying to think of even nowadays the equivalent, because with that image boom, it was, you had people in blue jeans commercials and whatnot. I know that's when
Todd McFarlane, he owned 2 convertibles, I think.
He wore them like roller skates.
He did
drive around. Anyway, my point is, yes, everyone's like, "Oh, this is the guy's a big deal." So, but yeah, he pulls up and basically says,
he shouts at them.
Yes, he shouts at them like, "Hey, knock it off, you wiseacres!" So they don't like that. So one guy takes the guy. I had to remember. I didn't want to assign genders, but takes the guy and puts a knife to his throat, and then the gang leader lady puts a gun to the head of.
And she has a gun this whole.
Wait, I'm backwards.
Yeah, she has a gun through this whole movie and only uses it like. Anyway, we'll get to it.
So wait.
They kill them.
Yeah, they get killed, but they get killed after the comic book guy goes to attack them.
Right.
And then when the man gets killed, this guy goes over who has a knife, starts stabbing him. And the violence is a lot of up close shots of like someone cutting into a piece of pie, basically.
Right.
It's meant to be the person's neck. And then he starts thrust shooting at him.
I know.
Like off frame. like he's... It's very bizarre.
It is.
You never see a gun, and then he kind of acts like he's putting it back into his belt. It's just odd. So yeah, the lady gets shot, the guy gets shot, and
Lenny gets beaten up, but the police come, so they run off.
Yes, there we go. And the police say, I've got 3 bodies, 2 dead, 1 male, 1 female, 1 alive male. Send ambulance. I saw 2 bunnies, 3 trees, 4 headlights, 1 honk if you're a horny sticker. So the cop gives quite the delivery.
I think his name is Hickok.
Okay.
And the whole movie, he shows up and he's like, a convertible. And he just stares at stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had
the only police officer we see in the show, right? With all this going on?
No, there's one other at the end.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, and those guards who had their TV smashed, if you want to count them. Also, sorry, I screwed up, I think. I think the credit sequence happens now.
Oh, jeez. Maybe.
So, whatever. It does not matter, though. So, Leonard Miller.
Next day.
Lenny, comes out of the hospital with a foreign guy who I believe is meant to be German.
Next day, yeah.
He is meant to be German. There's no question.
He calls him Doc.
Yeah.
You should have. Doc, you made a time machine of a DeLorean. I can't do
it. You probably shouldn't. Anyway, he said, you should have seen them. Good night.
Oh, I thought he called him Doc right away.
Hold on.
Yeah.
And then the next line, he says, it scared the shit out of me, Doc. I tried to get his delivery in text, and I just can't.
I know.
It's very stifled.
And Doc's hat.
Yes, it says, yes, go ahead, Tim.
Well, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Is that what it said?
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Written in marker.
Yes, it's amazing. Which that hat comes up no other time.
No.
So, and this character whose accent kind of comes in and out, he's like, says to him like, dumb cough artists, because I couldn't understand what he said.
I know.
And put subtitles on, and I'm like, oh, you're just throwing in. It's like Nightcrawler, where
Yes.
they'll throw the occasional German
Mein
word.
Gott.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you only saw that hat once because he had a few other hats
What did the other hat say?
that he wrote on with his own marker.
Yeah. Well, he is Doc.
Yes.
So he's the creator.
One hat says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish."
Okay.
Another hat says,
Which was ironic because he's German.
Yes, I know.
Yes. Okay.
Another hat says, "Tell your dog to stop staring at me while I lick my balls."
Okay.
And here's a third hat that says, "I definitely don't lick my own balls. Kiss me."
Good. No, you got the 1-2 punch down finally.
Finally.
It only took
Finally.
642 episodes.
I'm out of here.
Yeah,
It's the big
good.
time.
Done.
You and
Done.
George can take over.
Yeah, we'll run this into the ground.
If that ever happens, everyone, you'll know that I'm dead and buried somewhere.
That's right.
So
okay.
Lenny goes back to drawing comics because he's angry and draws about his experience.
He's going to use this as the inspiration for a new Robot Ninja story.
See, nowadays you would do an autobio comic and make a shitload of money
That's
that
true,
you
that's true.
tried to stop a crime, got
Yes.
beaten up.
And he says, "Sure, Leonard. I'll show those network guides. I'm sure you will, Leonard. I'm sure you will."
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's fine.
I forgot about that.
It's just, yeah. Doc needed some dialogue in there.
He said that, and then he went back to drawing comics
So I had closed captioning.
all night. Oh, and by the way, everybody,
Yeah.
he's just drawing comics in ink. It doesn't work that way.
Oh my God.
He never wrote a script. He never drew anything in pencil.
And it seems like he's just using like a ballpoint pen.
And no word balloons because he can't spell very well.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even
Nothing.
think about that. So
Now we're at the comics office. Is that where we're at?
hold on. There's a couple things you're missing. With closed captioning, it says somber music
Yes.
when he's doing his drawings. Also, he's got a pretty cool space. He's as you see a Demons 2 poster.
Yep.
Later we'll see a lot more. So I'll leave it till then.
Well, this kid's supposed to be a superstar comic artist. It looks like he's drawing a comic in his bedroom, like in high school.
Totally. But he's still some
Posters.
cool stuff. So yeah, like you said, we go to Mr. Kane's
Burt
office. Burt Ward. Yeah.
And we made Mr. Coleslaw. Did you look up who he is?
No, I didn't.
So there's a man called Mr. Coleslaw.
Love this scene.
Trying to sell a new comic. It's drawn like a 9-year-old.
No, it's drawn like a
5-year-old.
Maybe like a 3-year-old. Yes.
And for some reason, comic publisher Burt Ward is just being nice. Like, well, Lenny's got a new Swamp Man comic. What?
Jesus, Tim.
Oh, this is supposed to be Bayou Man.
You're butchering this.
I butchered it. Tell the story.
Yeah, he says, this Bayou Man comic is really fantastic. And he says, I can't imitate the crazy artist guy.
Ward? Oh, yeah.
But it's like, you really think so? It took me hours. That it's not how he sounds, but
it is how he sounds.
Yeah, and he's like, well, it certainly looks like it, and they show the awful art, and yeah, it's a good joke. But then basically he tells him, I'm sorry, we can't do your Bio Man because Lenny Miller already has a Bog Thing creature, a Bog Thing character, and he gets that billing. And then
he goes, what? These hands are, I don't know why these hands are insured.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
He says Leonard Miller can suck sheep shit through a crazy straw
right.
for all I care. The amount of football ads I had to see while pausing this movie to write down that line of dialogue. And he says his hands are insured for $10,000, and then he stabs himself on one of those stupid paper spikes.
The paper spike that people usually put receipts in restaurants on.
Yes.
And I'm like, why do you have that in a comic office?
This is the second movie. Yeah, this is like the second movie we watched. I did the watch along with Bat and Spider, and we did a movie Intruder, and someone had one of those in that. So
it was also in Reanimator. He sticks a head on one.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
That's right. That is
whatever they're called. I wonder what they're called.
I don't know. That's a great question.
But why is it there on the desk? I don't know.
I don't know.
But Mr. Coleslaw,
you're all right? Yes.
He's played by Scott Spiegel.
Okay.
He co-wrote the screenplay for Evil Dead 2 with longtime friend Sam Raimi.
Holy shit! Wait.
I'm not making that up.
No, I'm not. I think Scott. Yeah, he did. Scott Spiegel was the director of Intruder.
What?
I'm not joking. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the director of it. That's amazing. He's also in it. He plays one of the guys at the grocery store. Whoa.
Whoa.
That is a weird connection.
Bat and Spider riding our coattails again.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't we just watched that movie for fun. They didn't do a review of that one. And Sam Raimi's in that movie. So is Ted Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
We'll have to do that movie.
We should. We really should. So okay.
Lenny.
Yes. Wait. The assistant lady.
The assistant lady you want to talk about. She's a scream queen.
Oh,
you know that?
She? No, I'm interested.
Man, I didn't write it all down because I thought he's going to know all this.
Well, I'll talk about her. You look it up. So yeah, Miss Barbeau comes in, and you can tell that she's. I mean, if she's a scream queen, I don't doubt that because you can tell that she's made up to just look ridiculous. She's basically just wearing a bra, and then like goofy glasses. Which I look at you and me, and I'm like, oh, she's basically wearing the same glasses. But anyway,
she was in Graduation Day.
Okay.
Savage Streets, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Okay.
Return
so far, so good.
of the Living Dead. She appeared in it. Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. I love Return of the Living Dead. Wait a minute. Now I need to see who she played.
Do that in your own time, Kevin.
No.
Drive this podcast right off a cliff.
It's called The Magic of Editing 10.
Push you right through the windshield like a Frank Miller comic.
Oh my God. I do appreciate that reference.
So Lenny and Mr. Kane, they're arguing about what to do with Robot Ninja, a graphic novel or a continuing comic, I think, or a TV show.
Go ahead.
They were making my head spin with all their nonsense comic talk. That's all that happens, right? He leaves in a huff. They don't make any decisions.
Holy shit. That blonde lady is Linnea Quigley. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that was her. She plays Trash in Return of the Living Dead.
So So if you want to see her without clothing, watch Return of the Living Dead. It's not this type of show.
I think it's very much this type of show. Have you not listened to your own show? Anyway. So, okay, that's amazing that all these people are connected to this movie. But she does say a line. Sorry, I'm not listening to you. No one is. She says, "You've got it, Chief." And he says, "Shemp, I wish I had." Why does he say Shemp?
I don't know. I did miss that.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
He's a Three Stooges fan.
He is. So yeah, graphic novel.
Yeah, they make no decision, right? He's still not happy about whatever they're going to do.
He's not happy, and he says, "Bullshitski, Stan," when he suggests a graphic novel.
He did not know. That was the wave of the future.
It's true. I really was kind of surprised that they threw out that term.
Well, this moves so fast, but there's no character growth or arc. There's no character.
Well,
I don't know what they're arguing about, graphic novel or comic.
They're talking about that the show is a hit.
Yeah.
And so they're basically talking about how they want to cash in on it next.
All I'm saying is,
Tim,
they didn't have a story. That's all I'm saying. They're arguing about whether to make a graphic novel. The answer is, yeah, sure. Anyway, we don't know why this kid Lenny is such a jerk. He's basically a jerk.
He is. I was going to mention.
There's nothing redeeming.
No, it's not in my notes, but I don't like him.
Nope.
Yeah.
So he sees a story about the 5 people who were murdered, or is the 5th murder in 5 weeks?
Something like that.
And Lenny goes to Doc. He says, "Doc, I need you to build me a time machine."
Look at
a ninja robot costume.
So. I was going to say, spot on imitation.
So, and he throws him a couple $100. It's like, money is no object.
Yes.
Because he's a cartoonist. He's got at least $1,000.
Because he compares him to Bruce Wayne. He's like, Bruce Wayne is a millionaire or whatever at the time.
Yeah, but he draws comics, so he has at least $1,000 in his bank account.
Yeah, and he said, "That's not a problem. I just got paid." And then you see like a pile of 50-cent bills.
And then they go to the hardware store. Money is no object.
You want to be da robot ninja? That's what he says. Yeah, it's not how a German would even say it. Anyway, and I wrote Doc's accent as inconsistent at best.
Yeah, because then he does that Jar Jar Binks accent.
Oh no. But he does say, "I'm an inventor, not a costume maker."
Nice.
And I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be a Star Trekian
Maybe.
reference. And he also says "crazy little man" in German, which it literally my subtitle said "crazy little man" in German.
Nice.
Yeah.
I lost track of those subtitles.
Then the song
here's where Doc eats pizza.
No.
What? It's not important.
The song "Eyes of My Life" by Rodney Shields is playing while Lenny's at the drawing board. And then there's a montage of Doc just buying random screws and crap.
Yes.
and he buys random
hardware
screws
store.
and crap. Yeah, at the hardware store. And then the cashier just goes, "Well," that's a punchline. That's a punchline. And then there's a montage of Doc.
Don't you need some duct tape and a shovel too?
Yeah, it's and so he makes. Yes, he has blades like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I know you don't know who that is. And then
it's a montage of Lenny doing push-ups, so he's prepared to take on criminals.
I don't know if you're making things up or not.
No, that was in there. Lenny doing push-ups. He's like getting in shape like that man.
That's good.
He traveled all around Ohio being taught by the best.
Doc slashes at a random small piece of meat hanging from the ceiling, and then he eats a piece off the claw and kind of nods his head in appreciation.
Yes.
And then we cut to him eating Pizza Hut and having 7-Up while he's reading a comic book, and he does the same head nod to the comic book.
Which comic? I didn't see.
You can't tell. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Robot Ninja or Ninja Robot or whatever.
But yes, he made claws, tested it on meat, and later on, when he's like all surprised that Lenny's out like hurting people.
Yeah, chopping up people.
So yeah, that was a great scene.
He shows up. He also creates a vocal disguiser for him.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, for this movie with this budget, I thought they wouldn't bother with that, but yeah, it's like Batman before they did that with Batman because they do it with his voice digitally now. I think.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
What's his name?
No.
Beetlejuice. He did it himself. Today they do some vocalization stuff with. Come on,
Christian Bale did it himself.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Pray to me.
It's the classic.
Do you think he refused?
No.
To have it digitally enhanced?
No, he's a method actor.
Yep.
I think he did it himself.
Yes.
Anyway,
he gets all ready, and then we cut to, I think.
Oh wait.
Okay, babysitter kid. No.
How could I possibly lose with all this shit on my side? That he says. And then he says, "Good night, good night."
Yeah.
And Doc goes, "Very, very funny."
But he's also like, "You going out tonight to fight crime? Take a nap."
Yeah. And it's like, I'm just gonna get my stuff and go. And he goes and pops all these pills from Doc's cabinet.
I couldn't tell what they were. Did he know?
You can't. No, they're labeled with like duct tape.
You're taking an old man's pills. Who knows what you took?
Yeah, which apparently he's got like a ton of uppers, you know?
Yep.
But the pills are important to the plot, I believe. So
yes,
for the character arc.
So now we see a girl and a kid. And you have to understand this is before cell phones because this girl is like, "Hurry up and return your videotapes. I got to get home so I can get that call from Harold." Mm-hmm. People used to have to be home and just wait for a girl to call or a guy.
Yes, it's true.
Or someone.
Thank you for being so inclusive of all of our listeners.
So it's a video store, which I was excited. Like this kid's returning videos his mom should have returned the day before. Mm-hmm. And then the gang shows up.
It's Video World, by the way, is the name of the place.
Video World. And you know what I thought, Kevin?
What?
This is when you were young. This is when you went to the video store and rented videos as a kid.
You're right.
You were that kid in that movie.
I was.
And I have a list
of
the top 3 movies that Kevin rented in 1989.
I am very excited to hear this.
Well, you wanted to rent Twister because you heard you could maybe see a boob.
I mean, technically, you see six nipples. They're on a cow.
they twirl around. You
they're
can't
on
tell.
a cow.
Utterly ridiculous that you said that.
Don't have a cow, Tim.
The second movie you wanted to watch was...
Did you know I still haven't seen Twister? Anyway, continue.
You wanted to see All Dogs Go to Heaven because you heard you could see a boob.
It's good.
You also wanted to rent...
It's even better with a giant delay between jokes. Go ahead.
You wanted to rent Turner and Hooch because you heard that you could see a Turner and a Hooch.
That's pretty good. Man,
So
I get all the good lists. George gets all the garbage.
wow.
So,
So the gang shows up and they rob the clerk.
yep.
And they take the kid with them for some reason.
They take the kid hostage and they shoot the clerk. Yep.
It's very violent. Yeah, I forget all the shootings, but they kind of shoot and stab everyone.
They do. And they have to say, Scully, go start up the escape pod.
Yes.
So.
And Robot Ninja shows up. Is this just, he's listening to the police radio.
Okay. He comes out of the van. He's hiding in their van.
Who?
Robot Ninja.
No, I'm saying Robot Ninja heard the police radio that something was going on.
Yes.
They have one police officer. The other police officer has to go get the skunk's head out of a jar or something.
Yes.
No, so he shows up and he gets in his costume from his Corvette. He's got his cool Corvette. Come on.
Yes. I'm listening.
Oh, then he fights them. I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
They fight.
That's what I said. He jumps out of their van. Lenny comes out of their van in a cloud of smoke. And the guy's like, who in the fuck?
Yes.
And they show they show Lenny's vision, and it's in red.
Yes.
Because he's like a red visor.
He's got a red visor. His face is covered.
And they're flashing to like comic panels.
That's right.
For some of it, which is
unfortunately they're the ones that he drew.
Yes, exactly. Which is interesting. Like, at least they stick with the motif in this movie by doing that. But they also do the thing of where they're not there is one scene, but they're not necessarily like showing the comic panel violence rather than filming it.
Right.
Oh, they filmed the violence.
Oh yeah. Does he kill one of them with his claws in this point?
He does eventually.
This fight, right?
Yeah, he stabs him multiple times against the.
Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. He's like a serial killer.
Yeah. Which is important to know because he stabs him in the chest and the head. And I said, and I'm sorry, I had no other way to write this. It's like he's having sex with his face with the blades.
Yeah, it goes in his eyeballs, right?
Yeah, but he likes moving it in and out, and it's just like gyrating. Like I'm just like, oh god, this is.
I did not notice that.
Yes, well, it's the first time I've seen sex, so
yes, that's what it's like too.
Yes, yeah.
And they throw the kid down, unbeknownst to us. They kill the kid.
Bizarre. I don't know. My notes are weird because basically the lady runs away who was getting attacked.
Her name is
Rhonda.
I told you. Goldie.
Weird.
Goldie Sanchez. She has the gun. She has the gun the whole movie, and she didn't shoot this guy.
I don't mean the gang lady. I mean the hostage girl.
Oh yeah,
the one that wanted the phone call. So she goes. Yeah. So she, cops show up.
They see the Corvette leaving.
Yeah.
The cop's like, I won't follow that.
They go over to she goes to her brother on the ground, and I thought he was just like shocked or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the violence he just witnessed, but I guess he's dead.
The next day, they're like, Doc is like, you killed that child too.
Yeah.
Doomcuff.
What? Yes, it's good. So,
and he's all mad. Doc is all mad.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of that is meant to be like it actually is happening, or things he's getting framed for things.
Yeah, nothing is clear in this movie. It just moves ahead.
It's fine. It's great.
Keeps going.
This is where we see more cool things because it's daytime. In his room, he's got a Fright Night poster,
right?
A Dead and Buried poster, a Howard the Duck mask.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's like that. It looks like it's from the movie.
Would have just come out a few years ago.
Yeah, but it looks like screen accurate.
Oh, I see.
An actual mask they used in the movie. It looks like it's amazing.
Well, it's something no one would want, so maybe you got it.
That's true. Exactly. So, but yeah, he gets pissed off at Goodnight and pushes him. Then we have
he's suddenly
Well, I think it's meant to be he took the drugs,
the pills, right?
and he had a violent outburst and he's starting to lose his marbles.
Took old man pills and now he's insane.
Exactly. Goodnight's like, you took my crazy pills. I need those to remain insane. So I feel my sanity coming back. Give me my pills. So we have another gang fight, like almost immediately.
Yeah, he finds him. I forget where.
I wrote another gang fight, more gang members this time.
Oh yeah, they just have a whole bunch of new members.
Yeah, because that way he can cut through them. So he cuts off a dude's hand this time, and they start attacking him. And then the lady's like, "Don't look like no robot to me. Hold him."
I know.
Like,
did we think that they thought he was a robot?
Yeah, apparently. And then the guy's like, "You got it, babe." All their voices are goofy.
I know.
So, and hold still. I'm doing some surgery here. That's supposed to be a woman.
And is that when she stabs his wrist?
Yeah.
She slices open his wrist.
It's brutal. So they cut him up, and the cops show up and stop them.
Wait a minute. He does slice a hand off at this point.
Yes, he does. He does.
And also, they're going to carry him away, but he kicks. This is funny because it's like the 12-year-old thing to say. He kicked one guy in the nuts. He goes, "Ow, my nuts!" I don't know. It just struck me as funny. It's like the stupidest thing.
It's good.
Just say. So anyway,
this movie's moving pretty quick, actually. So
that's fine. We've
No,
talked
it's
for an
good.
hour already.
Well, Oreo talk. So anyway, then they cut him up, and then somehow they find out.
The police do show up, I think, and they just all get away because the cop again watches a Corvette drive away and doesn't go after it.
That's right. The single.
Why does he do that?
I don't think that. Listen.
Wait.
Yes?
I think I have 3 reasons why this cop.
Wait. Why does the cop do that? Why does he just watch the Corvette drive away and not do anything?
3 times he just watches that Corvette drive away.
Yes.
I have 3 reasons.
Oh, okay, good.
He once asked a Corvette out in high school, and it laughed in his face. Nope. Number 2 is that the last time he shot a Corvette, he found out later it was innocent.
That's pretty good.
And one time, he was on the Indianapolis. He was coming back from delivering the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. The vessel went down in 12 minutes. Then the Corvettes came. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Good God, Tim.
So
I can tell when you're saying you're going into a bit where you're like,
in that one.
Oh God.
1,100 men went into the water. How many came out? How's that for trivia? How many came out?
I don't care.
316.
Okay.
Come on, tomorrow when you call in the morning crew.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they'll have that on their quiz.
Yes. No, they'll say whose film was it, and I'll be like, oh, Tim said it so many times. Something German. Good night. Was that a Good Night's film?
Good night.
Yeah. All right. So, New Ladies on Downers is what I wrote.
What you wrote? New Ladies on Downers?
Yes. I don't know. My notes say in quotes, Dr. Hubert Goodnight, huh? So somehow they got that.
I have Lenny looks at stabbed arm. Oh, Lenny goes home and operates on his stabbed arm. He puts tubes in it. He puts
tubes in his armhole.
Why? I don't know. I don't know. Blood goes through it. I'm like, you're...
Oh, news lady. It was supposed to say not new lady.
Oh.
The news lady is on Downers because she says like, robot killer is responsible for 4 more deaths.
Oh, yes.
That, like her reporting all throughout this movie. I'm just like, oh my God. It takes you out of it because you don't realize it's supposed to be the news because it's so poorly done. So
she only did one take for anything. She was famous for that actress.
Yeah. So
he sticks tubes in his arm, I guess, so that he can be somewhat robot ninja.
Which
and
is
a metal
so
plate.
Odd. They're like tubes that you'd use for like a fish tank.
Yes.
Yes.
And a metal plate though.
Yes.
Which comes into play nowhere again, right?
I missed the metal plate. It's the final ingredient to become a robot.
Because then he starts drawing another page of his comic. Again, no thumbnails.
Back to the drawing board, as you would say.
Yes, back to the drawing board.
Yes. And
he just nothing. He just drew it like Jack Kirby. Yeah. Jack Kirby's the only person that did that. You've heard that, right?
No, I didn't know he did. He would go right to inks.
Oh, but he would just draw. He'd start in one corner and just draw it with no thumbnail.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you ever read The Demon?
That guy is the king of comics.
He's the king of comics. But did you ever read his Demon comic?
I have a hardcover collection of it.
Isn't that odd? Well, it's kind of great and bizarre that he had no editor, but also back then I think he needed an editor. Did you ever notice like a story would start in the middle of one issue, go through another issue and half of another issue, then stop and another story would start? It's kind of awesome.
I love Kirby's art, but I have a hard time when it's like just his deal.
Yeah. So anyway,
yes,
they fought again. They beat him up, and then they think Doc's address.
Yeah,
gang.
when he's at the drawing board, it's echoing, I lost.
Right,
I should have won. So, and he fumbles with his arm tubes a lot and pops more pills.
Yes.
And then
draws a comic.
So
that's how the magic is made.
You watched on Tubi, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had an ad for some medicine called Keytruda. And they're talking about the side effects. And I swore it said thirst for urine.
It might have.
Yeah. So,
I'm on that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that explains it.
That explains my drink.
Yeah. I swear.
I didn't get that. I didn't get many commercials in this one.
Okay. It's weird. As it got closer to the end of the movie, the ads just kept coming.
Wow.
Which I assumed was strategic.
Yep.
But
because you want to see how this ends.
I did.
So,
I was contractually obligated to see how it ended. So yeah, the gang leader.
But he goes back out on the road, and the gang seems to. I forget why they figured this out, but they think Doc is Robot Ninja. They go to Doc's house, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember how either.
Oh, and when Lenny gets his mask back on to go back out after drawing a comic, he says, "It's time to play." Did you write that down?
I think I meant to, but I didn't.
He should have said "enough said" when he beat people up.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So they beat up Doc because he won't. They think he's Robot Ninja.
And she says, "Hi, Doc. Have a nice fall," and then pushes him down the stairs.
Yes. Good one.
Yeah.
He's like, "Good one."
Yeah.
Guten Tag.
And so she says, "Come on, we've got a robotic ninja to disarm." And that's when you realize that they think Doc is the robot ninja.
Yes.
He's like, "I just built it for a friend." And so
I was just following orders.
Oh no! So Doc won't tell them who his friend is, and he says, "Never go to hell." And she says, "I've already been there. I didn't like the weather."
Right.
It says, "Scully gun," and then it says, "Well, I gotta go, but let me not be so rude as to just kill and go. I should really say goodbye. Good night. Good night." All of that dialogue comes out of her. Right, yeah, and then she takes the gun and pushes it to his eye socket. Its fake head is made out of dough.
Mm-hmm.
It just mushes in. and I'm like, okay, she just killed him that way. No, then she shoots twice. And that's when I found out her name. She says, "Nobody fucks with Goaty Sanchez."
Right. Gruesome.
Yeah, so
then... Oh, they meet at the junkyard somehow.
Well, wait. I'm sorry, but we have a weird dream sequence.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Where Lenny sees everyone as like demons and zombies.
Right. They spent some money on that.
I was just going to say some really bad zombies.
Yeah, but they spent some money on it.
Yes. So, okay. But anyway, it's, we're supposed to see Lenny's like really losing his mind.
Right.
To be fair, they did a good job with his makeup when he's like all beat to hell.
Oh yeah.
He looked gruesome.
He did.
That's where I was thinking a trauma film.
Mm-hmm.
I basically thinking like Toxie. But so Lenny goes to Doc Goodnight's place and
finds him hanging.
Yep, with a note that says "Fucker, meet us at the junkyard."
Right.
So sorry, folks, I'm just quoting the movie. But anyway, yeah. So they go to the junkyard.
Big fight, just like Superman 3 junkyard fight.
I love how you say big fight, and it literally starts off with Robot Ninja tripping. He trips over something in the junkyard, and he goes, "I'm not going to lose, please." But then he sees the thugs as demons.
Right.
And then he starts kicking ass. Well, the guy's like, "You cut me, man," and he goes, "And I kick ass." Verbatim quote.
He jumped on somebody and cut her face.
Yes.
Stabs him in the neck.
Yep.
There's a lot of gruesome stabbing.
So yeah, it cuts in the leg, head, and the skull. Why do I have these details written down? So anyway, but then the lady thug drives a vehicle into that cop.
Oh, that's right.
Is it our cop or is it?
Well, No, because our cop is still at the end, I think.
Okay, so there's another
Another
cop that
cop.
shows up, she drives into him, and then she goes, she like
Crashes the van.
crashes, and she goes, "Shit, what an idiot move" to herself. Anyway, then Robot Ninja comes out, slashes her in the head, he stabs her in the neck. They have this.
I wrote that. Yeah, the police arrive.
Yeah, police arrive. She beats him with a golf club. He uses his blades. Blah blah blah.
I say crowbar. I got crowbar.
You could be right. It was dark. They say we'll meet
when the police come. Yeah, she says we'll meet again, Ninja Robot.
Yes, I wrote down Robot Ninja.
Okay, I got it wrong.
No, I don't know who's right anymore.
Because the cop shoots her like 6 times.
Yeah, that part's amazing. So you're like, okay, this is just going to keep going. And then, then the cop shows up, sees her running, shoots her in the head immediately, and then the head in the chest. And it's an amazing shot. It's so gruesome.
It is.
So.
Didn't even ask her anything.
No, her back was to him.
Oof, right in the back.
So Lenny goes home.
Yeah, because the cop sees the Corvette leave again.
Yeah, Lenny goes home, and it just goes right into it. And he shoots himself in the head.
I know.
After going, just like I planned.
And then because this movie could have been somewhat, I mean, it was like a bad comedy mostly.
Yeah.
But you kind of ruin a bad comedy if you ends with a suicide.
Well, that's a funny thing. We go so Cobb opens the door and finds him. Mm-hmm. And then we go to, it's what you just said about bad comedy. So we've
Burt
got
Ward, back in the office.
Yeah. So we've got him shoot himself in the head, and it's dark.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the office, and he's like, "Copy, Mr. Buckshot." And then we've got Stanley Kane now has
Burt
that
Ward.
guy.
He's harassing his workers. He slaps him in the side.
Yeah, well,
hits one guy in the hand who's injured.
It's the guy who stabbed his hand earlier.
It's Mr. Coleslaw.
Yeah, Mr. Coleslaw now works for him as his main guy, and he hits his hand. Blonde lady's talking about how Robot Ninja Robot, whatever, is selling more than DC's Dark Knight series.
Yep, I heard that. And then, did you catch what I caught?
What?
Before I forget it, jump ahead a little bit to the comic book store where it's being sold. He says, they only printed like 1,000 copies, so I'm not sure which number is accurate there.
Yeah. Everything about that's bizarre. Like, it makes no sense.
Oh, yeah. Well, they go to the comic store after that, right?
Yeah.
Because Burt Ward's like, we're making lots of money.
They go to the comic shop, and there's a Robot Ninja song playing.
I didn't notice that.
Yes. And then we've got the creepiest camera work for this comic shop. And then some lady buys an issue, and
she's like, "Well, what's the big deal with this ninja robot?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well,
the artist Lenny Miller killed himself about a month ago." And then he says, "These are the most violently comics ever, although most of it's not very realistic, violent even." What?
And she says, "Okay." She takes it, and then he goes, "Have a nice day."
Yes. And then you got some teens, and they're like, "I wish I could be this guy." As they look at the comic, and then the other guy goes, "Not me! What a way to end a comic book!" And it shows basically the character shooting himself.
Yeah.
And then it says the end. What a mix!
I know.
What an emotional roller coaster this movie is.
Accurately depicts what it's like to shop in a comic shop in 1989. Right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's about right, actually. So, there you go. We did it.
It was fun.
I thought it was.
And I like to say how these movies are like Star Wars.
I was waiting for that.
This movie is nothing like Star Wars. It's so unlike Star Wars. It's almost like another movie that Mark Hamill was in called Corvette Summer, which he made at the same time that he made Star Wars. Okay?
Okay.
Mark Hamill, he plays a guy who dates a Corvette.
Do your thing.
That's it.
Okay. This movie is like, how this movie's like Star Wars?
Well, I thought you were going to do Labyrinth or
Hold on.
Last Temptation of Christ or something.
You know how this movie's like Empire Strikes Back?
How?
Someone gets their hand cut off. There you go.
Too easy.
Done.
Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you.
Revenge. One of us will die. One of us will die.
Because, man, I have a revenge story. Let me do it quick, and then you can do yours.
Yeah, of course. I forgot that was even a thing that was part of this podcast.
Start my music. So now that Lenny was dead, Mr. Coleslaw, you know, we saw he was successful. He made his version of Bayou Man, and he was nominated for an Eisner. For those people listening, the Eisners are like the Oscars of comics. I was nominated once. I lost.
It's an honor.
Darwin Cook beat me out.
Well,
but the postmortem collection of Lenny's Robot Ninja comics ended up being on sale that year, and it won the Eisner that year. It beat out Bayou Man. Plus, Coleslaw was a terrible speller, and he spelled Bayou Man Beoyow-man. It's a bad speller.
I'm not going to work that out in my head.
Mr. Coleslaw was so angry he wanted revenge. But how do you get revenge on a dead man? So Mr. Coleslaw thought about the saying that revenge is living your life well. And so he thought, you know.
You got that from me.
Revenge is living life well and or committing plagiarism.
Go back to when the revenge theme first started and I was on.
You created that saying?
I did.
Wow.
Yep.
I should put that in a book.
Anyway, continue. That was me refusing to do revenge stories by saying that. Anyway, keep going.
So he created another comic, a cool comic. I don't know if you heard me say, but revenge is best. The best revenge is living well and committing plagiarism.
No.
So he created a cool comic called Robot Ninja Mutant Turtles.
Oh, I like
and he was nominated for an Eisner again the next year, but he was sued by whoever owns. Back then it would have been
Eastman and Laird.
Eastman and Laird. He was sued by them. He was given a cease and desist order, so he was disqualified. Plus, he spelled Robot Ninja Mutant Turtles Daredevil.
That's a deep cut.
No one's getting that.
You, me, and George will appreciate that. You're catering to your audience.
Mr. Coleslaw was so angry and twisted now with all his failures, he gave up on living well, and he wanted revenge on Lenny, who he blamed for all his failures. So he broke into Lenny Miller's studio, where it was now a shrine and a museum. And he saw his pencil in the case that Lenny used. It seemed to be a pencil that never wore out, and it seemed to call to Coleslaw.
Wait, I thought he used only pens. Go ahead.
Well, he did draw some things with his pencil. You didn't see it.
Okay.
So he stole it and took it home. And that pencil spoke to Coleslaw. Yes, you may have guessed. How else would that terrible comic have become so famous if he didn't have a cursed pencil?
Okay.
Turns out that pencil is cursed. In exchange for your soul, it will summon a demon comic artist and help you become super popular. So Coleslaw is very excited, and he uses his pencil to write Lenny Miller's name so he can summon him and torment him into being his slave and draw an amazing comic for him. It's the spirit of the dead Lenny Miller. So he writes Lenny Miller down so he can summon him, but he's a bad speller. And he writes Ernie Bushmiller.
Oof.
Ernie Bushmiller, creator of Nancy, everybody.
Amazing. I love Ernie Bushmiller.
Thus, the ghost of Ernie Bushmiller appears, much to the chagrin of Coleslaw. But he does not help Coleslaw make a new Robot Ninja Nancy book. No, he just makes Coleslaw draw new Nancy comics. And Coleslaw can think of nothing else but Nancy comics and Sluggo comics. And he publishes them. He publishes them in the newspaper. And more people read Nancy. They feel their souls slipping from their bodies. And as they spread the word and tell more people to read Nancy comics. And soon people everywhere are reading Nancy comics and not doing their jobs. They're just ignoring their loved ones and hardly eating. And Coleslaw, who's drawing all these, is a haggard version of his old self. Because it turns out Nancy comics are actually dark magic. And Ernie Bushmiller is actually a very dangerous demon out to claim the souls of people, and especially cartoonists. But just as Bushmiller is about to take Coleslaw's soul, Lenny Miller shows up. His ghost rises from the afterlife, and he is dressed in a long cape, and he wears chains, and he chastises Coleslaw for dabbling in the dark arts of Bushmiller as he battles the Nancy creator. And Lenny Miller drags Bushmiller back down to hell.
Why was he in hell? I guess he's a demon.
Yes.
Still, yeah. Okay.
And after Coleslaw saw this,
Coleslaw
saw this, he got the idea to draw another comic, and he called it Spawn.
Ooh.
But Coleslaw is angry because just as he was about to publish it, Todd McFarlane published a comic called Spawn right before him, claiming the copyright. And on top of that, he had spelled Spawn wrong. He spelled it Cpayoun. And he lived a life unhappily ever after.
So that makes sense. Yeah,
he created
Yes.
Spawn first, but Todd McFarlane got his to print first.
Do you do a Todd McFarlane imitation?
No.
It's probably for the better. So
that's it. That's it, people. That's it, people.
Thanks, Tim.
I don't know. I'm checking the mail.
I'm telling you this for your own interest.
No one wrote us. Not even Mark Twain.
I was going to write in.
You were going to write in about Chud
Oreos.
3 years ago.
Yes. At this point, I don't think I ever will. You know what's
Send
weird?
us an email at Seddy Bimco with the E at the end at gmail.com.
Yes.
You can join the Discord. It makes me nervous.
I don't.
What were we talking about Discord today? Oh, you can join the Discord to talk about amazing things. Like I pointed out that, the end of Star Trek Generations, Captain Kirk dies.
Yes.
And I was telling Kevin and Dirk Feelgood of the movie Mixtape that William Shatner wrote a novel about how the Borg picked up his body from that planet and brought him back to life and used him against the Federation.
I never knew that till today. Which,
I think that's canon in Star Trek lore.
That's amazing. And of course Shatner wrote it.
Have you ever read anything Shatner wrote?
Yes.
Oh.
What was the series
tech
that he
thing?
wrote?
Some sort of tech?
Yeah.
He didn't write that, though. Do you think it was a ghostwriter?
Of course.
Okay.
I don't think he wrote this either.
They wouldn't have published it unless Shatner wrote that. That's it, everybody. That's what you find out in our Discord.
Tech War.
And we'll talk about Tech War in our Discord. We got a whole Tech Core thread that Kevin is in charge of.
Yep.
And our Aunt Harriet thread. All
That's
things
right.
Aunt Harriet.
Yeah. Only the best
I'm
for the
making
internet.
I'm making that thread. Aunt Harriet.
Do it. I'm expecting a message in 5 minutes asking me how to make a thread.
Well, next week. But Kevin, next week. So Kevin, what are we going to do next week?
Well, we're going to go to the
state of
Frogtown.
Ooh, I love that state.
Join us next week as we do Hell Comes to Frogtown from 1988.
Frogtown State.
Yep.
I love their flag.
That's yes.
But we'll talk about it then.
Yes.
And where can we watch that? Do we have to pay some money,
sooner.
I think?
You can watch it on Philo for free, or you can watch it on Tubi for free.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I should have just started with Tubi. So, yeah.
We have to go because we talked for an hour and 30 minutes. Sounds great. Yeah. Send us a letter. Join us. This is Discord.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line. It's a party line.
Good. Oh my God, Tim. I just looked at the back of the box and it says customize your own cookie exclusively on Oreo.com.
No way.
I'm getting your face on one of these.
It's your Christmas present to yourself.
Yes. So, Seddy Bimco logo and your face. So, and then I'm giving that to Megan. Like,
Wow.
who the hell is this? Why would I want it? So, it'll make her eat less Oreos because she'll be so repulsed. I'm just gonna Photoshop your face. So
good. Like, I look forward to it.
So you're
good luck with that.
It's gonna be your round face.
Good luck fitting my chin in there.
It's true.